For Texas High Takeover. We're joined first by a pretty special guest, Coach Stanford. And Coach Stanford, tell us who we got here with us today.
We got John Travis here today with us. He's the local legend.
He's going to be a big-time Texas High guy, isn't he?
Big-time Texas Tiger in the future.
Yes.
Hurts all the girls' hearts.
Well, Coach, Wednesday afternoon, big win last Friday and a big game coming up this Friday. Tell us how you're feeling coming into today.
You know, I tell you, it's been one of our better weeks of practices, Dodie, this week. I mean, with the heat, what it's been, it's been really, I thought we've stepped it up a notch from where we were last week practice-wise. And I think that's the key. What we've really focused on is our first week, going into the game with Lone Star, our effort level at that game was really high. It was way up here. And I really thought that's how we won the game. Execution early on in the year, it is what it is. And you want that effort level to stay here and then that execution to keep wrenching up, and then it pushes each other up. And I really felt like that's where we were in Lone Star. Now, last week I thought in spots our execution was better, and our effort was kind of an ebb and a flow at times. But particularly in the fourth quarter, it was more of a flow. And so this week in practice, that's really been the focus. That was the conversation after the game was, here's what we've got to do to improve. And that's what the season is. It's a moments of improvement, right? And so that's the focus was really practice this week. And Monday Labor Day was a great practice yesterday, and 100 and whatever it was outside. It was a really sharp practice for what we did, and today was good. So we feel good for where we are and what we've been doing so far.
You know what I noticed and I talked to you earlier in the week last week, and you said you had a couple of bad practices, and then your post-game speech, just seeing what you saw in the game, because a normal guy like me, I see all the big plays and I see all the good stuff, but I don't compartmentalize it and see all of these things. But what I noticed was when we needed a play, we made a play. And you got to like a young team. I know you have some senior leadership, but you got to like when a young team is able to step up when their back's against the wall, and we did that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the biggest thing that we've preached this entire season is going to be our level of success is going to be graded upon how well we stick together throughout the course of the year. And that's the preaching moment is we can go as far as we will go together. But the moment we're not together, the limited amount of success is going to be there. And so that's really been the focus all year, and I think that's been the biggest focus this week is our ability to stick together and work through things. And it showed in the fourth quarter, right? Some guys really stepped up offensively. We really got a flow in the situation. A guy like Taquan Black, man, a senior who will speak later on, he just gives his heart and soul. He is a true Texas Tiger. Just loves this place through and through, and down the stretch he made plays. And his effort in the fourth quarter, particularly the last couple of drives, was at top notch. And that's what we've got to have. And we've got to have guys that will follow into those leadership roles, guys in the rest of the team that will follow in behind those guys that are leading and follow by example type of situation.
And talk a little bit about the schedule you put together. Just seeing these quarterbacks, you got to think that these quarterbacks, you go up against a passing quarterback, the first game against Lone Stars, the second game, you're facing a guy that I don't know that will face a better running quarterback than you've seen. And not only the schedule that you put together, but then tell us a little bit about Benton this week.
Yeah, so the goal is to be better coming out of non-district. You want to really know where you are. That's the thing that we're looking for, is to be in that upper echelon of 5A teams. And so coming out of that Longview scrimmage, and obviously their success year in and year out gives us a really good of a marking point, a starting point. And then you go right into Lone Star, division above us, and Colleyville ranked in the same situation we are, really close with us, who's been a 3- and 4-round playoff team for the last decade. It just gives you a beacon of this is where we've got to stay, but yet this is where we want to get to in the front that and get that at the top of it. And so that's kind of the goal. And what we've seen so far is we treated the Colleyville game last week, the goal is to treat it like a playoff game. You've got a 3.5-hour bus ride. You're going to drive all the way to Dallas-Fort Worth. You're going to play a top 10 ranked team. And you've got to come in ready to play from the start. And I think that's what we learned is we've got to start faster. In every phase of the game, there were some moments there where we really could have taken off, and we kind of took a step back. Even though some positive things happened, we let down on a third down or a second down here and there, where we really could have put ourselves out in front and kind of changed the tempo of the whole game.
You talked a little bit about Taquan Black and his energy level. tell us about some other guys on the team. Some that get some notoriety and some that don't get some notoriety, and you see during the week.
I think it's the offensive line and the defensive line who don't get enough notoriety. I mean, we talk about this as coaches. The most high-maintenance rooms are the guys that get the most attention. The most low-maintenance rooms are the guys that get the least amount of attention, and it really should be the other way around. But guys like Evan Holman, who've been on the varsity for 3 years now, I mean, just a staple of what we want to see day in and day out. The kid has worked since day one to day now. He just puts in the effort. I mean, he's in so many different things at Texas High that he's going to go off and do great things when this season's over with. Guys like Kenneth Merriman, who's been with us for a long time on the varsity. Those are the guys we want other guys to look up to. Those are the guys who do it the right way. Maybe they're limited a little bit athletically, but they've superseded what their ability is with effort and just buy into what we want to get done.
Talk about utilizing so many kind of different weapons on your offense. You've used the tight end more this year with Knox Pilgrim, Shavonte Montgomery, T.J. Gray, Brandon Hall, moving Tredarian Ball even out to the slot position even. You're utilizing so many skill positions. Tell us how that's improved your offense coming this year.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. It's kind of a devil's sword, so to speak, double-edged sword, however you want to say that. So the goal is to put more pressure on the defense, right, offensively. And so to do that, you can do it one of two ways, just by execution of the offense, or two, by level of expertise of what you have at hand, and to use a Swiss Army knife with what we've got, and that's kind of what we have right now. And so the more you can spread a defense out, the more you can take their eyes off of one guy and force them to cover an entire field of 100 to 53 yards, it puts more pressure on them to open more things up.
And talk about a little bit more about your secondary as well. I've been pretty impressed with them so far. Guys like Marcus Hall and Tim Austin have really stepped up and made some big-time plays. Kind of talk about how they've grown throughout this year.
Yeah, Tim's one of those guys that's been back now as a returning starter, and there's not a lot of them. And so we look upon him to lead these other young guys to come along back there into a young secondary where he's the only returning starter back there. And so he's been able to do that. And some of these young guys through our rotation, we played over 20 guys on defense our first couple of weeks.
I've seen a lot of people being rotated in and out.
Man, we played, and I'll say this is just a credit to our coaches and just our ability to be in shape and be ready. You're not seeing a ton of our guys cramp on the field right now. I think some of that's an attribute to the amount of players that are getting to play. I mean, like I said, we rotated 20 guys in over the first 2 weeks defensively, and I think you'll see even more guys showing up over the next couple weeks. And offensively the same way. The ability for guys like a Shavonte Montgomery, who's got a super ability. I mean, just guy's got a lot of God-given talent, and he's a worker bee. Just a guy who works at everything he wants to do. And so we're able to get him involved, increase his opportunities, which just increases – it's basically multiplication by multiplication. The more we can multiply this guy's touches, the other guy's touches are going to multiply with it. And so we want to continue to expound on that, give guys more touches, spread the ball out more, and just put more pressure on the defense.
However the practice has been, Coach, I hadn't seen a whole lot of them, but what I've seen, it looks like the offense and defense still going at it like they have in years past. And
yesterday we really feed on good on Tuesday, where we want to see the best on the best and really increase the energy level, the tempo level, but also it forces you to see game speed, and it forces you to just not what we call brother-in-law the other side. And so those films are, what we say all the time is the eye in the sky don't lie. And so everything in practice is constantly filmed. There's not an inch of practice that's not seen that we grade, that we can sit down with kids and say, this is where you are. So when you've got to have hard conversations, whether it be about playing time, execution, or just lack of effort, you can have those. It doesn't lie in practice. And so when you get good on good out there, man, the level of energy increases, the pace of practice increases, and it just makes us ready for a Friday night.
I look at the stats, and I see visibly with my eyes all the times that we're slinging the ball around to playmakers and everything, but the stats look pretty balanced. I mean, as far as running and passing, and the yards we're gaining running and the yards we're gaining passing.
I think you're seeing the matriculation of a really, really good offensive line. I think from scrimmage to week 1 to week 2, you've seen positivity and just increasingly of execution day in and day out. And I think we're going to continue to see that. We've got great explosive backs, receivers, quarterbacks. But it starts with those guys up front, and they've just done a tremendous job of taking the kind of the bull by the horns right here and continue to improve each week on a group that doesn't have a lot of reps. And so that's not an excuse. It just, that is what it is coming in, and we've got to get ready to play, and they've done a tremendous job preparing mentally and getting ready to play.
And I mentioned y'all been through a gauntlet, and it looks like, from Longview to Lone Star, and then last week Colleyville. Now you got Benton, Louisiana coming in, and then finish up with Tyler on the non-district. What do you want to see closing out the non-district schedule?
Yeah, so we form this non-district schedule as kind of an allude to what we want to see in district and in the playoffs to prepare us for longer runs, which that's the goal, right? We talk about the same goals year in and year out. The first goal is always win district. The second goal is win the first round. The third goal is play on Thanksgiving. And then the fourth goal is win a state championship. And so that's what we're working towards in that non-district to give us that kind of picture. And so with Benton, Louisiana, last year it was a track meet of a game, just a really strong 5A powerhouse in Louisiana that gives us a really good picture. Those guys do a phenomenal job of coaching, really, really do a great job. And so this year they've kind of got the same thing, a really athletic quarterback, big 6'7" left tackle to go along with a big offensive line. They're led by their defensive line on defense. And so that sets us up for what we're going to see. And then you go into Tyler Legacy, and those guys, man, are really playing an up-tempo offense, high pace, defensive end going to TCU. And so it looks real similar if you look at across our district of what we're going to see, potentially what we could see in the playoffs. That just give us a picture of, man, these are, history repeats itself. And so we want to live and learn by the history that we create, what we see in practice, what we learn from in a game to be able to make those long runs and win a state championship.
And then, Coach, I think a big thing that you truly do see down the line, especially as the playoffs go along, is that dual-threat quarterback. You saw that last week with Colleyville. Tell us how your defense, seeing that early on, is truly going to help them down the line and kind of stop that momentum that he can do with both sides of the ball. Yeah,
you look at our first two games in district play. So you talk about Mount Pleasant and Hallsville, which they live off the dual-threat quarterback. I mean, Hallsville last year gave us fits with the Mosley kid, who was just unbelievable, who's now playing in college, just a tremendous, tremendous high school football player. Right into Mount Pleasant, who's kind of got the same thing with the 3-year starter at quarterback.
He's good.
Going to be really dual threat guy, just does a phenomenal, phenomenal job back there. And then you go to White House, who beat us last year. And it really attributed to the quarterback. I mean, the Green kid was just unbelievable, just does a great job. And you watch these last 2 weeks of what he's been able to do to other opponents. It's really, really similar to what we've seen. And so it's hopefully preparing us for those things. And there's a lot that plays into it. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay focused. All these things that externally affect the season, we've got to do a really good job of taking care of us.
And then finally, Coach, what will be the key to success to beating Benton, Louisiana this Friday night here at home at Grimm Stadium?
I think the biggest thing defensively is we've got to tackle well. The problems we had last week were really not execution or lining up very well in space, and a credit to them. I mean, the quarterback at Colleyville, he did a phenomenal job. He's one of the better dual-threat quarterbacks in 5A in the state right now. We've got to do a really good job of tackling in space. That's something we didn't do a great job last week. We've got to sustain offensively long drives and stay on the field and not end up in 3 and outs. But I think we got to start fast. Both sides of the ball, we've got to find some continuity, that level of confidence in making the big plays early, settle into the game. And I think it's going to be a great football game at Tiger Stadium.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and best of luck this week and the rest of the season. And we'll be right back after a commercial break with Miss Jasmine Bruce and some pretty faces.
Thank y'all.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Good evening, Texarkana. I'm Jasmine Bruce here with Texarkana Game Day, and we are here today at Walk-Ons for the Texas High Takeover. I'm so excited to have our varsity volleyball team here. I think I have 3 seniors and a junior sitting with me right now, and the rest of the varsity team behind me, and I'm excited to get to hear all about their upcoming season. I know they've played a few games, but before that, I'm going to have the girls introduce themselves starting over here with me.
Hi, I'm Carlin Clack. I'm the libero. I'm Matt Lumpkin. I'm a 6 rotation outside hitter.
I'm Cy Hopkins. I'm a setter and outside. And I'm KK Williams. I'm also a setter.
Awesome. So we have a great group here this season. I kind of want to hear from all 4 of y'all. What is y'all's kind of team dynamic like this year?
I think we're all really good friends. We all have a very good relationship. We bond really well, and it all comes easy to us. We don't have to hide stuff. We can tell each other stuff, and we just trust each other really well.
Yeah, these girls are all my best friends. We're it's more like a family than just a team. We're
Good.
all super duper close.
Yeah, even at tournaments and stuff, when we're in the same hotels, we all just go to one room and just hang out for the whole night until we have to go to bed.
And we've been together since summer workouts, so we've had a lot of time to spend together, really grow that family connection.
I think family is a big deal, especially when it comes to a sports team, because if you don't have that family dynamic, it is really easy to fall apart under pressure. How would y'all say that y'all do during a match under pressure? Like, who is that person that kind of lifts y'all? And y'all may have multiple. It may be a whole team contribution, but who do you think, like, during a time of a lot of pressure when family is really important on a team, who do you think really lifts the team up and helps y'all push through?
Mally and Clack,
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely Carlin. Carlin's always the person, like, everyone can be down in their heads, and Carlin's always going to be upbeat. Like, come on, like, we could be down 23-5 in a set, and Carlin's still going to be like, we can still win this. Like,
Yeah.
come on, y'all, don't give up.
I love that.
Yeah, she's always going to be laughing, hype, no matter what the score is, no matter what the play was, whether she messed up or one of us messed up, she's always going to be ready for the next ball.
I love that. Okay, so Carlin, question for you. You are a junior, and I'm going to assume you've probably been on varsity. This is your third year on varsity, or
Yeah, third year.
third year on varsity. So do you feel like as a junior on varsity, is that a lot of pressure?
It's a lot less pressure than it was last year, because last year was my first year, like, stepping up into the libero position. And, like, this year I feel like we've kind of gotten used to it. They've, like, started trusting me more, and I've just grown into it really well. But there still is pressure, obviously.
Right. There's always going to be a little bit of pressure. And I know that y'all just played Sulphur Springs yesterday.
Yes.
It was a sweep. So I want y'all to go ahead and tell me, going into that game, what are those points and those goals and those kind of key game elements that y'all are really looking to hit to make sure that y'all secure the W?
Okay,
Well,
to back you up a little bit, we played Prairieland at home the week before, and majority of the team was sick. We all just kind of had, like, a bug. Like, no one was feeling their best, and we had a rough game. We beat Prairieland. We swept them, but it was just a rough game. Like, we didn't play good, and it was the first home game, so we were really excited. So then going into Sulphur Springs, there was a little bit of added pressure because we knew that we needed to, like, pick it up. Like, we had to show everyone we aren't that team that, like, you just saw.
Right.
Especially because we lost a really big player last year, Bella Cherry, and we lost her going in this year. So everyone kind of was looking for us to kind of fall apart. And so playing Sulphur Springs, we really had to step up and show people that we still were the same team as last year.
Awesome.
And they used to be in our district 2 years ago, and then they moved down to 4A. So, like, just playing somebody who used to be in your district like that, it's always still going to be a big competition.
Right. Well, obviously y'all pulled through pretty good and clean sweeped them. I want to know, you kind of told me, like, y'all's goals for that game and kind of what motivated y'all going into that Sulphur Springs game. I know y'all also recently just had that White House tournament. How did that go for y'all?
We were in gold, but we lost our first game to Spring Hill, who ended up getting second. They're really good. I don't know what place we technically got because, like, we kind of went to consolation after that, but we won our next 2 games after that.
Gotcha. And I think a lot of people don't know that those kind of preschool tournaments or, like, right when school starts, you don't just, okay, school starts, now we're going to go hard volleyball in the gym practicing. Practicing for the sport, you start early, summer workouts, correct?
Yes.
I want y'all to tell me what y'all summer workouts kind of consist of. What did the coach kind of give y'all as a game plan and what y'all needed to really hit hard and work home on for the upcoming season?
Okay, so we get like a week and a half, 2 weeks off, very beginning of the summer, and that's just like when we take our trips, go hang out with friends, whatever.
Right.
That's when we have a normal summer to other people.
A full 2 weeks of
And,
relaxing.
Yeah, full 2
just
weeks.
2 weeks.
Just
yeah.
2 weeks of summer. And then as soon as that's over, we're straight into volleyball in the mornings on Mondays and Wednesdays, followed by workouts every day, and then volleyball after on Mondays and Wednesdays again. And everyone's expected to be there, whether you're on varsity, JV, freshman, no matter who you are. Coach Hardy expects everyone there and everyone working hard.
Right.
And it's kind of expected, especially out of the upperclassmen, like, we're at everything, we're always there, and we don't want the younger classmen to feel like they're just telling us to be there, like they're not going to be there. So we're always there together, like, working. Like, if they're on the line, we're on the line. Like, it's the same team dynamic.
Yeah, got to step into that leadership role so they, you never know. One of them could be where y'all are at the next year. So I think showing them, like, okay, we are the leaders, but we're also going to lead by example is very important.
That's also where you start building, like, team chemistry and stuff, because there's also, like, we have summer league, and so that's when we're all on the court for the first time technically as the new team for this season.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't because I was, but that's really important over the summer to, like, for the whole team to really be there so that the whole team chemistry can start building early so that you're not trying to play catch up when season starts.
Right. I totally agree with that. Since we're on that of, like, building that team chemistry with y'all's coach, I want to know, are there any, like, buttons that y'all know not to press with her, especially when it's come game time? Is there like, does she have her quiet moments, or is there like, okay, when coach says this, we know like it's serious business?
We still press the buttons.
Yeah.
We press the buttons all the time.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of things like talking to her in practice has gotten to be like a big like you don't do that. And like if you don't like give it your all during practice and you just kind of like let balls drop and then you don't go 100%, like you're going to be on the line in a few minutes. And then she's gotten like rougher on talking during huddles, and we've gotten like stricter on film, like no phones during film, like pay attention during film, notes during film. So like I feel like those are like her most like do's and don'ts.
We definitely know when to stop because the faces she gets.
Yeah, when she gets quiet, you know we're fixing to be on the line, and we know we got to shut up right then.
KK, what face is it that she makes that you know when you know it's time to just like?
It's like this.
she's just staring at you. Like,
I love
complete
that.
side eye.
And then you know.
She's also getting a lot stricter right now, getting closer to district because obviously it's bigger games. So, like yesterday, she was like, "We have to lock in. Like it's time. Like no more goofing around."
No more good, and then y'all know.
Yeah,
it's
we
just
know.
time to
Stop.
get down to business. So I know Cy and Mally, y'all just had 2 huge accomplishments that just came up. So I believe 1,000 digs and 1,000 assists. Go into that, and I want y'all to tell our viewers just about, because that's an amazing goal. I mean, that's at home, right? In Tiger Stadium or Tiger. What do y'all call that?
What did we hit? We hit it at the White House tournament.
Okay.
We hit them in the same exact match.
Hey,
too,
let's hear. I want y'all to tell everyone about it because that's pretty awesome.
Okay, well, actually, funny story. One of my friends just randomly texted me and was like, "Hey, have you hit 500 kills yet?" Just out of the blue. And I was like, "I have no idea." So I asked Coach Hardy, and she didn't even know. So we started doing math on it, and I'm like 100 kills away from 1,000, and then I was like 50 digs away. How many assists were you? Do you know?
Not very many. Probably like 50. Probably around the same.
And this was probably like 3 weeks ago. So then at that point, we kind of started like keeping track of it. And then going into the Prairie Lane game, I think I was 16 digs away, and
I was probably around that too.
Yeah, just assists. And we didn't hit it. And I had 3 digs left. And I think, how many do you know?
8
I think I had 4. All right, 8.
Yeah,
okay.
going into the
I
tournament.
think it was 8.
So then going into the tournament, we knew we were going to hit it. And we actually played Lindale, and we lost. But I had exactly 3 digs in the game. And I think you had exactly like 8 assists.
Right.
So we were like happy that we hit it, but at the same time, we were kind of like
It
hesitant.
kind of sucked that we got it in the game that we lost.
The
but
game that you lost, yeah. But despite that, taking out that game y'all accidentally didn't win. Like, what were your feelings at that moment? Like 1,000 that's a huge number.
Yeah.
So tell me the emotions that we're kind of going through. Well, you said that would be hard too, because it's like you want to celebrate that accomplishment, but then it's like, okay, game's not over, so.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things that like you see volleyball players, like whenever you're growing up, you see people post on Instagram, "Oh, I just hit 1,000." You're like, wow, like I want to do that someday.
Right.
So like actually hitting it and it being you, it feels like a really big accomplishment. Like.
Awesome.
I would agree. Like we've worked 3.5 years for this, and now it's finally like we've actually hit the number. Like we've reached our goal that we set freshman year, and now we've actually hit the goal. So it feels like attainable.
It seems like something back then that seemed so far away, and then when you finally get to that number, you're like, oh wow, like it kind of makes you see how fast time goes by.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. I just had a question in my head. Oh, this is something I love to ask my teams anytime I'm interviewing and talking to y'all. I know everyone is so different about their kind of pre-match or pre-game or pre-performance ritual. So I have to know, like, is there something just out there that y'all do in the locker room? Is there a special song, a special meal? I know whenever I was in high school, we always had, like, team dinner or team meals before a game. And we'd go to a teammate's house and we'd all eat something before we get on the bus. Or then we had a special song or a playlist that we played. So let me hear y'all's.
So when district starts, we do, or when we have our home games, we have our parents, they'll bring up like a team meal to the school and we'll eat there. But this season, we just randomly started playing Popsico before all of our games.
Yeah.
So we would like in a tournament, we were literally in the lobby of the gym in front of all the other teams and all of their like parents and stuff playing Popsico, like blocking everybody's way, and we didn't care. We do it in the locker rooms. At home, we did it at, like, where were we? We were in White House. We did it in that locker room.
All the tournaments.
We
literally had other teams joining us, like,
yes.
Oh,
doing
that's always
Popsico
so
with us.
fun. That's so fun. I'm going to have to research that because I have no idea what that is, to be honest.
It's like you just stand in a circle and then one person dances and you like do a thing and then you do what they like
Kind of
their
like
dance
Little
move.
Sally Walker.
Yes, that's what it's like.
And y'all call it what?
Popsicle.
Y'all made me feel so old just then.
It's from Go Noodle.
I don't know what that is. Okay, no more of that because y'all are making me feel so old right now. We called it Little Sally Walker back in the day. Now it's Popsico. Okay, but that's so fun. I love that. What about individually, any like pre-snacks or meals or?
I have to have an Alani before every single game.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
it's ritual.
And then me and Mally, we've started to like just listen to some music, and like our favorite like song I would say is probably Deli by
Your
Ice Spice.
favorite?
Our favorite, and we just like to get so hyped before the game, and then we just listen to other songs too. But that's probably like top 5 on our list.
And me and Clark also have a pregame handshake that we do
yeah.
before every set starts. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like kind of like clear the nerves, like just
Right.
fun.
Like, let's just do our handshake, get it over with. Okay, game time.
Yeah.
Let's go. Anyone else? Y'all kind of said yours, but
Yeah, it's really just like team time in the locker room. We just blare music and kind of just
is there anyone
shake
on the
everything out.
team that has to like have their quiet time though? Because I feel like there's always like
think
maybe
so.
one
I
or two
would
people.
say anything it'd be TT.
Yeah.
She kind
Yeah.
of puts her headphones in. She's kind of in
Yeah.
her own world. Like
Yeah.
you can tell like she's locking in game mode. Like don't mess with her.
Yes. That there always has to be someone or a few people that their game time is like, let me just have a few moments of quietness and all of that stuff. Speaking of going into like district and that, who do y'all think is your biggest rival?
Hallsville
And
Hallsville.
White House.
Yeah, Hallsville for sure though.
we played Hallsville in the championship game of the where were we?
White Oak.
tournament. We lost the first set, rough, but we came back and won the next two, and we played really well those next two sets. So I know that going into actual district play, it's
Right.
going to be
They're going to be coming
tough.
for us.
Yeah.
And
for
will that be
sure.
home?
One will be home. One will be away.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of that home game, I know it's really important, and I think people oftentimes, especially because volleyball is going on during football season, they forget to come out and give that same kind of support for volleyball. I want this to be y'all's moment to, like, what are you expecting from Tiger fans this season? Like, you know, tell them your feelings. Like, you want the support too. Like, how can they best support y'all? All that good stuff.
Well, for one thing, obviously everyone wants to go to the football games Friday night. Even we want to go to the football games on Friday nights. But they put our games first, so we play at 5. So everyone can come to volleyball first and go to football. Like, we're never late to the football games. We're always on time. So anytime it's a home volleyball game and a home football game, it's really easy for any Tiger fan to make it to both.
right, double whammy it. I mean,
Yeah.
show the school spirit. Why not go to both of them?
And we
You're
usually,
already in your orange.
Yeah, we
so.
usually even have time to like get ready for the
Yeah.
theme of the student section and
Right.
everything when we leave our games. So
And then the PG game, whenever we played them last year, obviously that's the most packed our gym has ever been.
Right.
So that kind of set, like, okay, there can be that many people there.
Yeah.
If they want to be there,
Yeah.
then they can be there.
Whenever y'all do have your fans there and you see a lot of people, I love whenever moms and family members do that and they're taking, I think it's so cute. I love it. That was the first time I did this, the first game day takeover. Is it? Oh, that's so cute. I
birthday's
love that. Oh, wait. It says happy birthday what?
Oh, wait.
18th.
Oh, wait.
That's so cute. I love that. Okay. No, the first time I did this, my whole family was here because my grandpa was having his birthday dinner that just just happened to be here as well. My grandma was literally up there too, taking pictures with sideways on her phone. And then my little sister, she's only 11 months younger than me, but she likes to try to embarrass me. So after we finished, she was like clapping and yelling my name. And I'm 24 and I still was like, my cheeks were getting red. But we kind of talked about how, like, yes, be there, you know, support. Not like we are still here. We're still playing. We know football games. It's Friday Night Lights, but come see us too. Whenever the fans are in the stand, what do y'all like to hear them doing? Do y'all like to hear them getting loud, clapping, making that noise?
yes. We definitely play better when like the gym is loud. Even like when it's just us at the tournaments and our bench is in it, we're always in it more on the court. So hearing everybody yelling and cheering and stuff really helps.
And I also feel like it helps to like shut the other team down. Like when they hear a loud crowd, they're kind of like intimidated.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think a lot of times too, when parents or friends and family are in the crowd and it's not football, they think that the athletes like it to be quiet, or maybe it's like distracting if they're loud. But I'm like, no, like be loud. Y'all thrive under
It
that.
gets
I
us
feel
hyped,
like,
yeah.
And we definitely know that it like takes a toll on the other team because we had one game in Greenville and their student section was
Yeah.
They were
And
on
that's
it.
how we
real
felt that
bad.
game.
And it was real hard to overcome. So we know that like having them there for us helps us, but it also like takes a toll on the other team too.
Right. Right. So what would you say each of you, or maybe one of y'all can do one, half y'all. Let's say this side. Y'all tell me your team's strengths this season, and I want y'all to tell me your team's weaknesses this season.
I feel like this year, more than like in past years, our team is really good at like fighting back, a lot better than we have been like in recent years. It's just like we don't ever want to just go down like rolling over. Like we want to actually, if you're going to beat us, we want you to be better than us. I mean, I know that doesn't happen all the time, but it's better when we do go down fighting, and I feel like that's a lot better this year than it has been.
Our serve receive, Clack stepped up a lot this year, and she has made the back row and controlled the back row, and it's all gotten a lot better this year defensively wise.
Weakness is the hard one.
I feel, well, it's not that hard, but I feel like we kind of like settle after like 2 sets. Like we kind of get like silly and we just play around, or I know I do, but we just kind of like, we get loose. So then like we come out like not as strong as the first 2 sets. So then like we really just have to like punch our fists and be like, okay, like we got to do this. Like we're not going to 5 sets. Like we need to beat them in 3. But like KK said, like we've gotten better at like stepping on the gas, but I feel like finishing sooner needs to like be like stepped up on.
Right.
The only thing I'll add to that is like we need to know our roles and just like come in and accomplish like our jobs. Like know your job, accomplish your job, and that'll help us finish faster if we do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, girls, so much for speaking with me. Before we close out with our Texas High Takeover volleyball edition here at Walk-Ons, I want y'all each to, let's tell our game day viewers, like give them a hype statement for Texas High volleyball. Like, what is your hype statement? If you could tell Texarkana one thing about Texas High in this upcoming season, like all 4 of y'all, what's your hype statement for this season?
I don't know, probably like y'all thought like we couldn't like be this amazing team, and I feel like we've like proved y'all wrong. And I mean, I've definitely like we've proved myself wrong. Like I thought we weren't gonna come out as strong as we did, and we did. Like we like have accomplished so much already, and it's still preseason.
Yeah, everybody definitely thought after losing Bella, which sucks. Like we miss Bella, we wish she was still here, but everybody definitely thought that us losing her was gonna like take us out of the game. Like we weren't gonna be worth anything as a team, but I feel like we definitely have proved everybody wrong.
It's definitely given us more like options on our offense, because last year it was like, okay, trouble, give the ball to Bella, which worked. Like that's what worked for us last year. But this year we have a different dynamic in the game. Like we're setting all of our hitters. Everyone's involved. It's not just go to Bella, go to Bella, go to Bella.
Right.
So I think we're going to be just as strong as we were last year. If not stronger.
Yeah.
If not stronger.
Yeah.
We were second in district last year, and I think we can be first this year.
Yep.
Awesome.
District championship.
Well, I'm proud of y'all thus far. I know y'all still have a fist to give everyone this season. I know y'all are going to do great. Texarkana's rooting you on. Your Tiger fans, us here at Game Day, are rooting y'all on. We thank y'all so much for being here and wishing you the best of luck this season. And just thank you so much, girls, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, Orr BMW, Orr Cadillac, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Super Center. In Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, The Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit gregorauto.com.
Welcome back to Texarkana Game Day, Texas High Takeover Edition. I am now here with my Texas High Steppers. Ladies, if y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves for me.
Hi, I'm Cameron Jean, and I am the Texas High Stepper Senior Captain.
And I'm Liberty Maldonado Cowan, and I'm the Texas High Stepper Senior Lieutenant.
Awesome. So we have our High Stepper Captain and our High Stepper Lieutenant here. We are excited. It is, so far, the game days have started off amazing. Y'all are really lighting it up out there. Tell me about y'all's first. So have y'all had 2 home games or 2, right? Or 2, 1 home game, 1 away.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell me about the energy, because there's nothing like performing at that first home game. So dive in, both of y'all. Tell me about that emotion, the adrenaline, how that performance went.
So we had like a couple fumbles. Our first away game, our director is gone, so we have an acting director with us right now. But really, it's just kind of the officers like trying to keep everything together. And so we had a few fumbles on the way, but it was just an amazing experience. Even though we didn't get to wear our uniforms, and it's like it didn't make it as magical as we wanted it. It was just like, it's still just an amazing experience to stand there and to wait for the fight song and the drums to tap to run out.
Right.
Like, there's just nothing like it. You feel like the only girls in the world sometimes.
And I thought it still, I think we did a good job at like encouraging the team and being like, come on guys, like it's your first game, like it's super fun. Like we stood in field practice and we were like, I know that it's like you're doing a job, but it's still so much fun. Like you get out there and it's like there's nothing like it. Like it's true. Like I think we did a good job at hyping them up, like for the game.
Right. Yeah. So y'all didn't let any of the kind of minor things that didn't go as planned get in the way of it. It was still pretty magical.
Yeah, we of course they were a little off-putting like when it first happened, but of course like we had to get over it and we had to keep doing our job. Because, like, above all else, we couldn't let, like, our emotion show. We had to be high steppers in the moment.
Yeah.
And, like, Ms. Reynolds always says, we're the example, not the exception. And so we really just had to, like, put all of our, like, personal feelings aside and just, like, be in the moment with all of the drill team and, like, just let everything go and do our job for the night.
Right. So I know not everyone, I know obviously our Tiger fans, your friends and family, I know what a high stepper is, but I want y'all to explain to our viewers that may not know, tell them what a high stepper is and kind of what y'all's values are, y'all's team culture, all that good stuff?
I would describe it, well, obviously we dance. We are a dance team. If you don't dance, then you probably aren't trying out for High Steppers. But the dynamic of our team, we're always supporting each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's truly like, it's like we get on each other's nerves. It's like a sisterhood, like for real.
Yes.
We are, because there's 40 of us.
Right.
So there's not a day that one of us doesn't, get on each other's nerves or
Right.
something like that. But we're always at the end of the day, like, there for each other. Like, if something happens in practice or something, we're always going to be like, hey, like, I'm sorry about this. Like, we like to cut, like, things out before it gets to, like, a bigger deal. And so,
Right.
like, we're really, like, connected and just, I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, together.
We're just
like
a really
family.
tight-knit family,
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I have 38 younger sisters all the time.
Yeah.
Even though I may not be, like, the oldest in the room, I feel like I
Wait,
have
so
38
there's 38 of y'all?
There's 39 of us all together.
Oh, wow.
And so I just feel like all of them are, like, my little family. And, like, it's just, honestly, it's just the best feeling to, like, walk into drill team at the end of the day and, like, after having a bad day and just seeing one of them and they're always able to light up a room. Like, they're just the kindest people I've ever met. And they're so funny, and it's an indescribable energy to be with all of those girls and to
Right.
know that you have, like, a family when you really need it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Cameron, you said 39 total.
Yes.
And y'all are seniors on the team, so
Yes.
that is a big leadership role to have that
yeah.
many people looking up to you for, guidance. Tell me about how this season, because obviously it's the start of the school year, y'all are freshly seniors.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of pressure to have?
It's
on
been
you?
Definitely.
really different considering
Yeah.
Reynolds isn't there. So, like, Cameron's really had to step in. And so, like, Cameron's essentially, like, Reynolds. And so I'm teaching the junior officers, like, what they're supposed to be doing. And so it's been a really big, like, undertaking. Like, it's been, like, we're essentially doing a job, and we're also doing this extracurricular activities. So
And it's school, not
yeah.
to mention it. It's
So
school.
it's been hard to adjust, but it's not something that we don't want to do. Like,
Right.
it's not something that's
Yeah.
been like, oh my gosh, like, I
Right.
can't stand
Well, when
to do
you
this.
love
We
it,
still-
it kind of makes
exactly.
it easy.
Exactly.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we were talking about this earlier, literally before we got here. Like, drill team has been my home for the past 4 years. And, like, even when it's hard, like, all of the little moments are worth it. Like, the 5:30 practices and the multi, like, they're hot and they're so tiring. But there's no place I'd rather be. And especially
Right.
since it's senior year, like, I'm really trying to savor all those little moments that I can because, like, this team is so special it holds such a special place in my heart,
Right.
really.
I'm still just over here in shock about 39 dancers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really amazing. That's impressive. That is
It's-
very impressive.
It's insane, like, trying to keep track of all of them.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Especially, so do y'all have then, because 39 people in one routine is a lot, or on the court is a lot, or even on the field, do y'all have to where you have to try out for each dance each week, or
Yes.
everyone's always in? Okay.
They try out for all dances, so pep rallies and
Yeah.
football games, and then they will retry out for, like, away games.
Okay, gotcha. And do y'all try out for that, like, weekly, you try out for each dance?
Yes.
Yes, we try out. We always try out in, like, our enrichment period with our director, and then the team gets to try out in 5th period. And so we're sort of like impromptu judges, and then, like, our director gets the final say in who makes the dances.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I love that. So with 39 team members, obviously y'all said y'all are very much like a family. Y'all
Yeah.
are very close-knit. Do y'all do any team bonding activities that have helped y'all to get to
Yes.
that
Yes.
point? Let me hear about those.
We do powwows. Like, if we need to get something
Yeah.
out, we will we are really quick to sit in a circle and just be like, all right, this is what's going on. This is how we feel.
Let's hash it out real
Yes.
quick, and then everyone get your feelings out. Let's get back to business kind of thing.
Yeah, especially this season. We're still in football season right now, but during contests, at our first contest that we go to, usually we only do one, but this year we did 2. So at the first one we went to, we always have a team bonding, like, activity that we do before the contest. And so this year we did a thing called group dynamics, and, like, we did all these little activities as a team, and we just had to work together. And it was just like a really big trust exercise, and, like, making sure that, like, you can trust the people around you and that you can always rely on them. And I think it just built a lot of connection, like, in relationships within the team with people who probably haven't, like, built them already from being on the team. Like, it's really helped us get to know each other even more.
And it helped us learn, like, different things about, like, things that we didn't know about each other, like, how, like, people, it, like, puts people out of their comfort zones and stuff. Like, I think the entire team learned that I was afraid of heights at that one thing.
I love that. I think it's really important, especially with 39 people. You have to really learn to get to know each other. Cameron, especially since you are senior captain, you have seen this team transform over the past few years. Year after year, each team is different.
Every team is very different.
Each team and each dynamic and each culture of each team varies from year to year. So what do you see about this team this year that makes it more special than the other ones?
So obviously, since my senior year, I will cherish this team like more than all of my others. Even though I have loved every team I've ever been on, I've always felt super close to the girls. But this team, like, there's so many different personalities, and they bring a lot to the table. And these girls are they're some of the kindest people I've ever met, and they're very strong-willed. They don't let anything get them down. If they didn't make a dance, like, they're ready to come back the next week and try out for it again.
Right.
Like, they're always prepared to tackle whatever's in front of us, like whatever obstacle we have to face. And they haven't given up, and they've put a lot of faith in Liberty and I and the rest of the officers.
That's awesome.
And they have just given us so much grace, and I have so much faith in them, and I've just been so proud of all of their performances this year.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Something else I would say,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Please do.
Good about them is that they because like I know we're pushing this, like our director hasn't been here, but our director is not here, and they're putting all their trust in us. And I think the fact that they are persevering and like pushing past that, and like because they haven't seen her like all year long. Like she wasn't at camp, she hasn't been here since the year started. And the fact that they're putting all this trust in us and still giving us their all, I think is really good about this team. Something really special.
I think that's very important, and I think that'll really excel y'all into the season if they do keep that trust in y'all and y'all continue to be the leaders that, you know, you kind of are forced to be. But I have no doubt that y'all will continue to be great at it. And I know a lot of time on different dance teams, not only will you be a high stepper, but you may do competitive dance or anything like that. So would you say majority of the team does outside dance, or what do you think?
A lot of girls do actually do studio dance. I think there's very few who do competitive dance. I'm still a competitive dancer now, and so is Natalie. But Liberty did competitive dance for a while. I don't know if she's still doing it, but like we all have our like past in dance. Most of us, I'd say like 90% of us have danced prior to being on the team. And then the girls who haven't, they've actually like really stepped up, because this team it's a really big commitment. And it is hard to be on the team. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of stuff that you have to learn how to do and have to adjust. And these girls have really like taken a step, and they've gone to these drill team prep classes, and they've gone to dance, and they've worked towards being on this team and improving. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything to add to that, Liberty?
I think it just goes to show how special, like again, how special this team is. Like these girls have really worked hard to like be on this team and like for their position, and so that's just something else that I think is really good about these girls.
Yeah. So do y'all think it's like totally impossible to be a high stepper even if you've never taken dance before?
Definitely not. No, we have girls who have never danced before in their
whole life.
Like we have a girl on the team this year who did volleyball for the past 2 years and decided this year she wanted to be a high stepper.
But some people just have it, even if you didn't dance. Like some people just have that natural rhythmic kind of like bone in their body.
And she like I would say she's loving it. Like I think she's really enjoying it. She works so hard. Like I said, you don't if you don't have an interest in dancing, you're not going to try out to be a high stepper. And so like all these girls really want to be here, like because it's a big commitment. So if they don't want to be here, they're probably going to be running out the door by the time we're done with our first practice.
Yes.
But
they've really taken like this big step into like being such a crucial member of the team. Everybody is important, but the girls who really like go to the extra mile to make sure that they are prepared and that they have like a general understanding of what they need to do as a high stepper dance-wise. I just think that's a really like big important part of our team.
Yeah, awesome. What do you think is y'all's strongest style of dance that y'all usually do at a pep rally?
We're kickers.
Yeah.
Well, maybe at a pep rally we'll do palm a lot. Yeah. But gets the like crowd at a pep rally most excited is usually hip hop. Yeah. But we're really big with palm. But when it comes to the field, we are big kickers.
Yeah.
We're awarded. We have won like multiple awards for our kicks at officer camp. We were given the Gussie Nell Davis Award, and she was the first.
Heck yeah.
I have no clue.
She's really big in the drill team world. And,
Yeah.
she's all about the kicks, and we were given that award.
awesome.
And so people know us for like kicking most of the time.
Right. I feel like whenever I think of Texas High Steppers, like that's what I think of as y'all's
Yeah.
kick lines. Which that's awesome. I love how traditional that is, and I hope that style of dance never goes away, especially in high school, because I don't know, when you think high school drill team, high steppers, dance team, like you think of the kicking and the hats, and it's so fun. But Cameron, Liberty, before we close out, I want to give y'all an opportunity to tell the Texarkana community, our game day fans and friends that are listening in, and just the Texas High fans and friends too, like what do y'all want to tell them about Texas High Steppers? Like what are y'all expecting from them this season? What events do y'all have coming up that y'all would like them to support you in? Kind of your one last hoorah that y'all want everyone to kind of know for this season for y'all.
So I would like to add for everybody watching that I can only expect our football season to go up from here. We've had really amazing performances so far, and I think that, like, again, it's only going up for us. We're constantly working and constantly trying to be better than the last performance, which is something that's it's something that's really important to me, that we keep trying to be better than what we were last time, and I hope that we keep striving to be that.
Yeah.
Events-wise, we have the Future High Stepper Clinic coming up in October, and so any girls K through 8 can come.
And that's all school districts, right?
Yes, this is all school districts. And it's one of our favorite events.
Yes.
We love working with the kids. And unfortunately, we don't get to have a game this year, but we get to put on a performance for the parents where we'll dress in our uniforms and we'll give them the exact same experience they would get at a football game.
That's
so I'm
awesome.
really excited for that.
The kids love those events
Yes, they definitely do.
I think Cameron touched on it, just
to
be expected for us to get better. We're only going up from here.
Yeah.
Like, we are truly working hard, the whole team.
Awesome. Well, Liberty, Cameron, thank y'all, and the rest of the girls behind me with Texas High Steppers. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm excited to see how great y'all continue to get this year and see all the videos and pictures and even come watch y'all do your performing. And we're excited to see where the season goes for y'all. And I know, do y'all compete?
Yes, we'll start
compete
contest season
in February.
In February.
Awesome. So that's coming up soon. So whenever that starts, I'll have to come by, maybe do like a little behind the scenes hype video of like y'all prepping for a competition season.
Yeah.
But Game Day loves y'all. We appreciate y'all. We support y'all, and we wish y'all the best season this year.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
What's it like at Texarkana College? Life-changing. Starting here means you can go anywhere. We offer student support, student life, dual credit, and hands-on training. And now you can enroll anytime. We'll help you start your future at Texarkana College. Get started by visiting us on campus or online at texarkanacollege.edu. Your future starts here.
Welcome back, Texarkana Game Day viewers. Again, and last but not least, before we get to the football players, we have our Texas High varsity cheerleaders. I'm so excited to have them here. They look all cute in their orange and their bows in their hair. And then I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into it. So let's start with you.
I'm Libby Lavender.
Hey, y'all. I'm Neely Kate.
Hey, I'm Zaria.
Hey, I'm Jaden Johnson.
Okay, awesome. I have these sweet girls with me here. Our seniors on the team, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what about behind us? Who do we have here if y'all want to?
We have some juniors and some seniors.
Okay,
so
awesome.
That's
yeah.
our varsity team.
So tell us about, again, like just the culture of Texas High varsity. Not even just varsity, but the whole team. Tell us about y'all's culture this season.
We really are just trying to be very welcoming, very exciting all the time, keeping our energy up, making sure everyone feels welcome, and really just trying to have fun and support all of our other teams. And yeah,
I would definitely say we try to keep our traditions as live as most as possible, just because we know when we leave, we want to leave that with our group.
Leaving a lasting legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely. Making an impact.
Yeah.
For sure.
What about you? What's the team like this year?
Oh, it's fun. It's full of a bunch of crazy adventures. We're all really good this year. I'm really excited to keep going. So, yeah.
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 We're having some issues with our headset over there, so her on the end, she can't hear me all the time. So sometimes she's just going to be piggybacking off of the questions, but when she can't hear me and she doesn't know what I'm asking. But so we kind of hit on the team dynamic this year. Skill-wise, what are we kind of looking at from Texas High varsity
I definitely
cheer?
think we're looking at a pretty elite skill level, if you ask me. I mean, we've got some libs. We've got some pretty elite stunts. We've definitely got some elite tumbling. I definitely think we have some pretty good team going on.
we have most of our team this year has back handsprings and above, so it's a lot of tumbling, a lot of stunts, and our whole team all the way around is just really good and talented. Everybody is.
We've been adding a lot of tumbling in our routines to make it more exciting.
Right.
Yes, and a lot of different stunt skills that we've never done before, and I'm super excited.
Yes. Yeah, that's so fun. Okay, do y'all go to camp?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay, tell me about, do y'all go to camp in the summer? Is it NCA, UCA?
So we go kind of right before school starts, and it's a UCA camp, and it's in Grapevine at Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh, those are the
and
best.
Yes, it's so much fun, and we go over a span of 3 or 4 days, and it's a lot of fun. We just learn all of our material and just learn a lot of different things that we couldn't learn at home.
Yeah.
I definitely would say it's a lot of hard work, and it definitely does put us in a really good position to grow as a team. But we always come out on top, so it's a really good experience for all of us, I'd definitely say.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think this year we did really good. We got a bunch of awards, a bunch of stuff to take home.
Right.
A lot to show other girls.
Yeah.
And prove how good our team is.
I think a lot of people that don't know much about, school cheer or just cheer in general, they don't realize that whenever we go off to these camps, not only are y'all, you're learning material from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh,
at the end of the day. And I'm telling y'all, the only breaks that you get are lunch break, dinner break. You eat breakfast at 6:30 a.m. before you come, and then other than that, you're going all day. You get an hour or two maybe for your lunch breaks. But not only are they learning a lot of material, they set up team bonding activities in place for these teams. They're meeting a slew of other teams from all around Texas, which also brings out that competitiveness in teams, because you see okay, this cheer team is right here and they're about the same size as our school, so we need to make sure we're as equal and learning, seeing the other teams okay, well, this team's over there doing, full around libs. Right. Okay, girls, come on, let's get this. If they can do it, we can do it. But I think a lot of people don't know, too, is at these camps, there are competitions also go on. So tell me about how, I know you said y'all pretty much did great at competitions at camp. So tell our viewers kind of about how that went.
Sorry. So we compete with a game day routine. And a dance and a bunch of chants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With our game day, I think we did really good.
Oh, yeah.
Our game day was really good, and our dance was super good. I think that's what we really got first place overall in. That was really good for us.
We also did the jump off, and we had a lot of people coming on top, so that's really great, too.
Oh, I love, y'all have a jump off? That must be
yes,
NCA.
ma'am. It's so fun.
We always did NCA camps, and I was an NCA staff member, so I never did a UCA camp. But a jump off, that was so fun.
It's so much fun, and everyone will hold up their favorite person or cheer for their favorite person. It's a lot of that competitive nature.
You're screaming at the best girl on your team, go up there, go up there, go up there.
It's so much fun.
I love that. What else about camp? I know, well, you said y'all first overall in dance.
Yes.
That's awesome. What about, do they do All-American? Is that
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, tell me about that. Any All-American girls on the team?
Yes, we have a couple, a good amount this year. It's a lot of fun. It's just so nerve-wracking. You know, you go out there and you try out in front of the whole camp, you know. Like
one girl, right?
Well, we go like they take turns. So you have
Right.
like a row of people and everyone takes turns doing their jump. And then everyone does their cheer together and their dance together. And it's just
in front of the whole camp.
Yes, in front of
these
the whole camp.
girls and this is like an individual award that they do at these cheer camps, where it's probably one of the most prestigious awards that you can win at camp throughout the week. You get nominated by the staff members, and then at the end of the week, whenever all the parents are there and you're doing all the rest of your stuff, you get to try out. And like you were saying, I mean, it's individual in front of the whole entire camp.
It is scary.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the eyes. Me and Neely were standing right next to each other, and I just remember looking at her and being like, oh, that's a lot of people.
Right. And
so
it's strangers. I mean, it's your team, which makes it a little bit more comforting.
Right.
But, like, regardless of that, you're in front of a whole bunch of strangers from these different high schools that you've never seen before, that you may see at a game whenever we play them or something like that. But
that's definitely our favorite part. Making friends is, like, our biggest thing with other teams.
We
So.
love that. Making friends with other teams and getting to know people and just, like, it's just so much fun.
And cheering them on,
Yeah.
like when they're going on stuff. It's so fun.
I think you're not doing cheer camp right if you're not making friends with
100%.
the other teams there. Because
You know,
how many?
like, right.
How many would you say are there with y'all at the Great Wolf Lodge?
It was a bunch this year.
Yeah, I would definitely say, like, maybe
20 or so.
20 schools,
20
probably.
schools, yeah.
Maybe a little more.
And that may mean like 20 schools, as in they brought their varsity and their JV,
Right,
and they
right.
have maybe 30 to 40 girls on each squad. So you're
Exactly.
talking hundreds of cheerleaders in the same gym at the same time, doing all the things cheer.
Yes.
So do y'all have a routine that y'all are specifically excited for this season coming up that is always kind of like a traditional routine that y'all always do?
Not like specific. We usually just kind of like we make a new routine every home game, every pep rally. So it's really just whatever we come up with that week. Usually our homecoming pep rally is one that we put in a lot of work to because you know, it's homecoming and, you know, we want it to be special. We want the stunts to be good. We want the dance to be good. So
I really think we're all just excited for every pep rally. Courtney tries her hardest to make it look exactly how she thinks it needs to look, and it always comes out looking great. So, really, all of them.
I love that. I was thinking too before today what I wanted like kind of ask y'all, and one question I love talking to specifically cheer teams about is that fourth quarter delusion that starts. No, I would say third quarter maybe. Third quarter delusion that hits you, and you are just delirious, and you are going crazy because you're so exhausted, you're so tired, you're starving, you're having to stretch through a few more minutes that feels like forever. So I want to know, like, how do y'all keep up that energy for not only the guys on the field, but for your team when you're in that third quarter delirium of like just you're laughing, you're giggling, it's hard to take anything serious. Tell me about that.
Yeah. That's most definitely how we are. We can't take anything serious after that time. But basically, we have our lovely captains like be like, "Hey, y'all! Like, we actually got to keep going. Like, keep y'all's energy up." And like all the band chants that like the band keeps playing, it most definitely keeps us uplifted 100%.
I mean, we definitely feed off of each other's energy. So as long as 2 or 3 of us are still carrying it, I mean, the rest of the team will see that and be like, "Oh, yep, we're still going. Come on, keep it up."
Sometimes I think we forget we're on the field in front of everybody, and we're like, "Oh shoot, guys, there are parents watching us."
I know. Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you're so tired that you don't care. It's like you kind of forget, but you're also like, okay, I'm so tired. I don't care if I'm being silly and the whole fans sing.
And by the end, we're just making up random dances to do the tequila song and stuff.
But those are when some of the best memories are made at the end of the game, on the bus ride back. While we're on that topic, any like pre-away game like rituals or any ritual sounds so weird. Any pre-game like little things that y'all do on the bus ride there that y'all help get ready for the game. I know whenever I was a freshman, in high school, it was always a thing. Our first home or our first away game, the seniors were like breaking us in, and they played this song for us. I'm not going to say the song because it was probably a little bit inappropriate for a freshman in high school, but it's so funny. And that was like our way of them like introducing us to high school. It was like, okay, now you have to learn the lyrics to this song and sing it on the way here.
Right.
It was pretty funny, but
we definitely do. Like on the way to home games, we'll do all these different chants on the bus, and our escorts are like, "Oh my gosh, be quiet!" But we're like, we have to do it. Like we're gonna lose if we don't.
They
do
know
this
they'll
chant.
miss
Like,
it when we're gone.
Like, it's most definitely like a superstition to always do those traditions, like every game, or like we have a song like your song for sure. Yeah, and like every home game. The first time we did it at an away game, we lost, and we were like,
no away games. No away. Only home. Yes. Only home. Do y'all have like a team? I know sometimes. I don't know if y'all even do this. I just might be too old. Like put a braid in your hair or in your ponytail, like someone that is specifically on the team that is good at hair, good at makeup, that does everyone's hair and makeup.
I definitely remember like my sophomore year, I went around and we all had glitter on our eyes because I did like All-Stars, so I would go and put glitter on everybody's eyes.
Right.
And it had to be the same color they had every single game day. So definitely that. We used to have this one girl on the team that would wear the same socks every single game day.
Oh, goodness.
So
well,
I'm
I guess
not sure
probably hopefully she washed them.
Oh, yeah, she definitely did. Definitely did.
That's funny. No team makeup girl that just has everyone's like she does such good makeup. They're like, do my makeup for games.
We all kind of just are on the bus sharing like, oh, can I use your this? Can I use your that? Oh, can you do this on me? 100%. Can you do my hair now? Like that kind of thing.
That's
all
fun.
the time.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do y'all compete?
Yes, we do.
Oh, tell us about that. I want to hear about this because I wasn't sure if y'all did or not.
It's definitely like the best part of cheer.
We have so much fun.
It's so fun. We all come together and get to stay in rooms with each other.
So do y'all do UIL or do y'all?
Yes.
Oh, y'all do you? Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
Yeah. So that's in January.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
pretty soon.
Coming up.
And do y'all try out for the UIL floor
Yes, ma'am, we
team?
do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this year, obviously, I'm not sure what y'all placed last year, but what are y'all coming back with a vengeance to UIL for this year?
So last year you had to be in top 20, I want to say, to make finals, and we were so close. Like we were right there on the edge, and I don't know if Texas High's team has ever made finals before at UL State. So that was what we wanted, and we were so close. So really this year, like we want to come back and we want to make it. Like we're really excited for it, and hope that's what we can do.
I definitely think with the team that we have this year, it's definitely reachable. Maybe even further past that. But I definitely
bring home the gold.
Oh yeah, like, I definitely think our
bring it
team this
home.
year can bring it. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do y'all do game day whenever y'all go?
Well, yes. So we do like our fight song, and then we do some type of cheer, and then a chant, like that kind of.
And then I guess a band dance too.
Yes,
yeah,
that whole thing. It's so much fun.
And then
it's exhausting, but fun.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
exhausting.
remember the days of prepping for UIL State because it just started whenever I was a junior in college. If that shows my age, I was a junior whenever UIL Cheer State just started, and oh my gosh, I mean that's hardcore trying out. Your arms, you have to be so sharp.
Yes.
So your arms are burning sore every single day. Your voice is gone because you're having to scream.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
But it's so fun. The
Definitely,
memories.
practices are so long, and you were talking about the delusion earlier. They are worse at practice
They are worse
at
at
competitions than
practice.
they are at the games
Oh,
because
yeah.
we're also just so drained.
Yes.
And sometimes we get a little irritated because we're around each other so much, but
Yeah.
it's like sisterhood. So.
Right, it is a sisterhood. It's
It's
like
full
a
on
huge
sisterhood.
sorority.
It literally is. It is just like that.
Do
It
y'all?
is so much
Is there a pep rally Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
What? Tell me about the routine that y'all are gonna do.
It's the dance that we tried out with. So we are just working on our dance, and we did like a new kind of stunt this pep rally. Like some flying stunts that we haven't done before, which is really fun. And we've just been working on it, and we're still working on it, and hopefully it'll look good on Friday. So
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see it. And before we close out, I want y'all, kind of like everyone else did this evening, one thing that y'all want to tell the game day viewers that are watching, your Texas High fans, friends, and family, or just the Texarkana community, like your hype statement for Texas High cheer this season. Like, what do you want them to know? What kind of support do y'all want to see from them this season? All that.
I would definitely love to see, some really high participation, just to let us know, hey, we're here. We're here supporting our Tigers. We're supporting you. Just as much as we want to be there for our Tigers, we want them to be there for us. So, we love seeing y'all at our games and at our pep rallies, and we just really love that y'all participate with us.
Yes, just like that, exactly. So we're just really excited, and I hope that when we're doing our chants and cheers, everyone yells with us because we're down there yelling. And
hey, they're not saying yell with us for no reason.
Exactly.
They really mean it.
Exactly.
Like when they say yell with us, they mean it. I'm serious.
But yeah, it's just excited to be here. It's so much fun.
You too, ladies.
I'm most definitely excited seeing how our student section is going to turn out. Make sure we get a lot more participation.
Yeah.
Let everyone know that everyone's welcome in the student section as long as they're a Texas High student, of course.
Right.
No parents, don't be afraid to make signs too.
Just come and be supportive and help us out when we're yelling and stuff.
Get loud with them. They feed off of as much as like the guys feed off of their energy and the fans' energy, but it starts with the fans. I feel like if their energy is not there, we're kind of. I mean, we can only do. Y'all can only do so much as cheerleaders. So really making sure that y'all are there to lead the fans. So.
And the football team really, I think they do better after we cheer for them. I mean, I just think the energy
100%.
helps. 100%. I think it helps so much.
They feel our energy, and then it takes it right to the field, and they do what they need to do.
They hear us, they hear the fans, and it 100%. Just helps everything.
Right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I know y'all are going to have a great season. I'm excited to see all of y'all's performances and then keep in touch with y'all for competition season. I have faith that y'all are bringing home the gold first place this year, so let's manifest that now.
Yes, all good energy, all good energy.
Yes, but we're here to support y'all. Game Day loves y'all. It's going to be a great season for Texas High cheer and high steppers and football and volleyball. So thank y'all again, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
And we are back live here at Walk-Ons for Texas High Takeover. We want to thank everybody again for coming out tonight. We got the defensive guys out here tonight. We got Kenneth Merriman, Taekwon Black, Isaiah Dowden. Guys, tell us how you're feeling here tonight.
I'm good. I'm feeling great right now.
Did y'all get an appetizer or something?
I did.
Yeah, that's
Strawberry
what I'm talking
lemonade, some little wings.
Hey, y'all talk a little bit about last game. We had a big game on the road, and it looked like looked like at the first of the game, and we talked about this with Coach Stanford, it looked like we were in position to make some plays. A couple of y'all as well, position to make some plays, didn't make them, and then down the stretch, y'all made every key play. Talk a little bit about that.
We just came out that game a little flat. You know, we were executing to a extent, and we were just trying to focus in and just be key players in big-time moments.
Yeah, you just got to be disciplined. That's all that is.
And so you think y'all were in the spots to make the plays and just didn't make them early, and then in the second half started making them. And that was kind of this year. In years past, we've talked a lot about the defense, about shutting people out and stuff. And early on this season, we've talked a lot about the offense, about flying around to the ball and everything. But it looked like in the second half, the defense started to get its stride, and it just kind of fed off of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just brought the energy.
I think we realized kind of the mistakes we were making. We kind of realized it. I think a lot of mistakes we were making were mental.
Yeah.
I think we were tired. We were getting kind of lackadaisical.
The defensive line has been something that's heavily touted here at Texas High over the past few years. I mean, guys like Clayton Smith, Derek Brown, Braxton White, Brandon Childs last year, Ian Cright last year. And you guys have definitely stepped up and already taken a big role in that defensive line. Taekwon, you've been a huge guy off the edge, and then Kenneth, a big guy in that interior line. Tell us what you guys are seeing down there in the trenches.
They get rough down there. You hear me? Everybody, hey, listen, everybody can't play in the trenches, all right?
Nah, that's for the strong.
And all you add in Isaiah. I mean the box. I mean that's everybody talks about the box. A lot of times you see you walking up, and it's not just the defensive line making plays in the backfield. It's y'all linebackers as well.
Yeah, we got to help them out. The big boys need help too.
And you're coming off of a big year as a sophomore, right? Last year, and being a junior this year. Do you think do you take some weight on your shoulders as a junior just because you had a big year last year?
I mean, you can say that, but as long as I got my brothers by my side, I know I'm going to do good, and the team going to do good.
Got a couple of interceptions last week, big time plays. Talk a little bit about y'all's guys behind you.
Oh, they doing good. They communicating and doing all the stuff they supposed to be doing.
Secondary is a key part in the way we play our defense. Without them.
I feel like the secondary is a hard job. I feel like
I would say there's a lot of leadership on the defensive side of the ball between you guys. I mean, Isaiah and Tristan, Taekwon, Kenneth, you got Tim in the secondary. Mm-hmm. How do you guys work so well as a group and are able to communicate so well and get right on defense?
It all starts in practice. Like you gotta know what you're doing during practice.
Got to be disciplined.
Communication.
You got to follow what the coaches put in play for us. Just the whole 9 yards of just being sound together as one.
And I feel like also it's just like the love that we got for each other. Like you'll feel bad I'll feel bad if I let my brother down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he'll feel bad if he let me down.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about like y'all's preparation for game day, because y'all watch a ton of film in the weeks leading up to the games, and talk a little bit about that, and then what y'all see on tape for this next game, Benton.
We practice how we play.
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, going at it. And then just film. We just watch them, see what they like to run, see what they like to do, how they like to line up, and just execute and go based off what they do.
Yeah, it's kind of like knowing what they're gonna do before they even do it.
Do you like that? Do you like to see someone go in motion and you immediately say, "Hey, man, I've seen this play," and you try to jump something.
That's the great feeling.
Yeah.
When you know it's about to come.
That a lot of that's preparation on y'all's part, but talk a little bit about your coaching staff, because I know they play a key role in y'all's preparation.
Man, they the best coaches you can ask for. Like they put their blood into this stuff, like with the scouting reports and all that extra stuff. Like it's good.
Best coaches that I've ever been a part of. I would they give the players as one. They give them the world. You know what I'm saying? They treat us with respect and stuff like that. So I feel like us combined, we treat them with respect.
You know what I noticed about the coaching staff and y'all, just from being close to the program, is they don't throw you out there into the battle. They go into the battle with you.
Yeah.
They're not telling you to practice. They're in practice with you.
Yeah.
They're going, you see Hawk giving it everything he's got, AJ giving it everything he's got, I mean, they're putting their blood, sweat and tears on the line too, and I think that feeds into y'all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And guys, we kind of talked with Coach Stanford about it, about facing a dual-threat quarterback further on down the season. You really got to see that last week against Colleyville. Tell us how that helps you grow and stay more competitive against these different kind of offenses.
It lets you know that you got to be prepared for anything, because he could pull it, he can, throw it, run it. It don't matter what it is. So you got to have your awareness up at all times.
Read. Make sure
you
read
be disciplined, be smart. Be sound. Play what they give you.
That dude was good, wasn't he?
He was fast.
He was fast.
He was a dude.
He was a dude. I heard several of y'all talking about it during the week, watching him on tape, saying he's fast. But when you get in a game, sometimes someone's not as fast as they look on tape. Sometimes they're faster. What would you say he was?
I think he was faster.
I feel like ain't no other way to put it. He got me a couple times, but I got him when he counted.
That's right.
I got him when he counted.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about Benton, about what you see on tape of their offense and what it looks like we're going to do against them.
Benton is a good ball club. They're very good. They're very big up front. Their quarterback is good. Their running back runs the ball hard.
You're going to have to come in there and shut
them
down
But I feel like
early.
We have a scouting report. We got everything we need. I feel like we ready. If we
out
had to play this game tomorrow, we ready.
And one of the keys, always, we play it at home.
Play it at home.
At the crib.
Can't lose at the
Can't lose at home.
Talk a little bit about it, because we played one game at home so far, and it was 100 degrees. It was on a Thursday night, whatever. But you turn around and you look up the stands at kickoff, and it's completely packed. Talk a little bit about a couple of you. This is your last year, at Grimm. So talk a little bit. I know we don't want. I don't want to see you crying or anything right now. But talk a little bit about what Grimm's meant to you and just the support you get from the community.
It's just home. When we out there doing warm-ups and stuff, you look up in the stands, you just see all those people. It's just motivation. You feel you just can't let them down. You know what I'm saying? They here to support us, so we got to uphold them. You hear me?
Yep.
Coming out of that tunnel Friday night, what are y'all most looking forward to, and what will be the key to beating Benton Friday night?
Coming out and executing, being on our toes, hitting them early.
Yeah.
We gotta be sound, offense and defense. We gotta be together as one. We gotta be sound. We gotta be locked in, focused, prepared. We're gonna always be prepared.
Because I still feel like we hadn't put 4 quarters together. We came out against Lone Star, and we hit them in the mouth first, and we kind of let down a little bit midway through the game, and then we struggled early against Colleyville, and so I want to see y'all come out and hit somebody in the mouth and then step on their throat. Let's get some other guys in. Get y'all some rest. Right?
I like that type of talk.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, I can give you a pregame if y'all need it. I'll talk when them orange lights come on.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, guys. We appreciate y'all coming out and waiting, and we're happy, and we wish y'all the best Friday night, and we're looking forward to a great game, guys.
Yes,
we'll be right back after this commercial with some more football players.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, Orr BMW, Orr Cadillac, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Super Center. In Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, the Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit gregorrauto.com.
And we are back live here at Walk-Ons here for Texas High Takeover, our last segment of the game. We got the offensive guys. We got offensive lineman Evan Holman and quarterback David J. Potter. Guys, tell us how you're feeling here Wednesday night.
I'm feeling pretty good. We've been having pretty good practice this week. We came out Monday, started strong, had a real good practice, and Tuesday we even hit out better. Came out more, I'll just say more
energetic.
Energetic to practice.
We had practice this morning. We got an extra practice in for today, so we've been feeling really good.
So game week to start the year, does it seem going into the third game like practice has been is it more energetic? Does it just build over time, or do y'all feel like it's same thing every week and y'all just blood, sweat, and tears every week?
We're definitely blood, sweat, and tears every week, but I feel like it's getting more energetic as the weeks go on. Like we're getting more focused and going harder in practice.
Every Monday after a game, it's going to be energetic. There's always going to be that one guy that's going to come up after we do the Texas spell out, yelling, getting the whole team cranked up for practice that day.
So Coach Stanford talked a little bit about the first game. Before the first game, you had a really good week of practice, and then last week the practice was a little bit down, and he feels like that y'all came out and kind of performed like that at first, and then when your backs were against the wall, y'all came out fighting. He said practice has been good this week, so we're expecting y'all to put all 4 quarters together this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll definitely put in all 4 quarters.
David J., talk a little bit about your role in this team. Last year, you were the backup quarterback, and in this game, Cody Reese went down, and you came in and just caught on fire, and it just kind of lit a fire. Talk a little bit about what last year prepared you for this year.
I mean, last year I wasn't really used to the varsity play style. You know, it's way faster, way more physical. Everything about it's much different than freshman JV football. So I feel like being in it for half a year longer than just now getting into it right now helped me prepare and know what to expect.
And Evan, talk a little bit about the offensive line. When we mentioned the offensive line and we're around coaches, and I've mentioned the offensive line twice around Coach Stanford this year. In fact, this week he's mentioned your name, and he said this guy gives everything he's got. He wants to be a Tiger. He is a Tiger. Talk a little bit about you in particular, but then the offensive line.
Well, I've been on varsity since my sophomore year, so as soon as I came up a freshman, Coach Hill he actually called me to his office. We started talking. He was like, "You're gonna be on varsity this year, and you're gonna have to step up." And so me being my role this senior year is just helping the young guys build and trying to be that senior leader that they can come to me and ask me any question during practice, out of practice, just letting them know that I'm here for them.
And you guys did lose a lot on the offensive line last year, and then you come in, and we even saw last game some guys rotate in and out because of injuries or because of helmets coming off, and they came in and played very composed. And it seems like the offense is just very composed this year. It's starting with David J. and filling in that role. Tell us how you've had more composure this year and feel more comfortable out there on that offense.
Because I know that a lot of the older guys know what to do, and to actually coach the young guys that's there, and me and Bryce being the senior offensive lineman that's there this year help building the younger guys, and they really look up to us, especially in the game when they'll come to me and ask me about something that they seen that I was out there doing. So letting them know that they're lining up in this and they're doing that, and to expect this or that in the game.
So David J., let's talk about the divas. Let's talk about your receivers that you got to get the ball to, and you're throwing some balls to the guys in the backfield as well. So talk a little bit about those guys and the weapons that you have around you and how comfortable that makes you at quarterback.
Oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch of weapons around me that I can just get the ball out into space and they can take off, make big plays happen. I mean, they do a great job, but without the O-line, nothing could happen.
That's right. That's right.
And you're splitting a lot of time, getting a lot of carries with Javari and T-Ball. And tell us how that helps improve the game as well, allowing you to have more versatility in the game and allowing you to kind of rest your arm a little bit in ways as well.
Javari and T-Ball, they can both go. I mean, T-Ball can catch, Javari can catch. They're both insanely fast, so they can get out into space and get going. I mean, it just helps a lot to have some running backs that can go.
Did those guys, TJ, those guys, B. Hall, or any, did they ever catch you on the sideline and say, hey, man, I was open. Get the ball to me more, get the ball to me more?
A little bit. I mean, we're just focused on just doing what we're supposed to do. So
moving the ball down the field.
And it looks. I mean, you got so many different weapons out there, and you're not just looking at TJ. You're not just looking at say B Hall or any of the rest of them. You're getting them to whoever's open, and that's a big deal. Talk a little bit about your progression in a play, how it breaks down.
Well, during practice, we do the film, and Coach Toon sets up scout cards. So we go through the week, we run the defense's defense on the scout team, and the offense goes against them. And so we just go through it. He's going to do this. He's going to do this. This is who you're supposed to look at. If he does this, you do that. So
do you like the way that Coach has gotten T-ball out there into some space and allowing you to throw it to him as well?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
And then you guys kind of run me through that final drive that set up the game-winning touchdown. Down 3, come in, and I think there was less than 3 minutes left coming into that final drive. Tell us what kind of the game plan was going into that final drive and what it meant to kind of put yourself up and set yourself up for the win.
Really doing whatever we could to score. And so, of course, win the game. And I don't even think that we practiced that play at all.
We haven't practiced it since last year, about the third, fourth week.
Is it cool to when you get that call of a play that you hadn't practiced and and everybody executes it well? And let me we can talk about that offensive line all you want, but man, you go back and I see all of these. The offensive line on all of these game day deals, they don't ever say, and you hear Brian Bolt or Jeremy Harrell or myself talk about, it's David J. Potter to so-and-so. But it's cool when you go back and you watch it and you see nobody around David J. and him having plenty of time to throw it. And that's kudos to the O-line. So we're going to give y'all a lot of hype, and we try to. We talk about y'all. But man, the more y'all can keep them off of this guy and this gunslinger, he can get it around to those folks, can't he?
I would say they deserve a lot of credit. They even allowed David J. 20 rushing yards last game. You would have never thought that.
Well, they allowed 0 sacks.
Yeah, in that first game, I think why David J. got 20 yards last week is because they had watched the film of David J. running over that defensive back in the game before that, right? Tell us a little bit about that, David J. How'd that feel?
I mean, it was just a pass play. I dropped back to pass. A rush came around the edge, so I moved up in the pocket, took off. I was trying to get out of bounds, but I mean, he wasn't really with me.
When you come back over to the sidelines and you put on the headset and talk to Coach Toons, he say, "Hey, Dave J, get out of bounds or get down."
No, he didn't say anything like that.
Well, I mean, and it was your creative ability last week. I mean, it was kind of a failed play. It looked like it was a read option sort of thing, and it was a fumbled snap, and then you just created the play on your own. And you were able to get that yardage because of your line, but also because of your playmaking ability. Tell us how that's grown over the years and kind of built with your confidence as well.
We just been running all summer long, just run, weights. So I feel like doing that has definitely helped me get faster.
I was going to say, both of y'all especially, I've seen y'all's body transform from last year to this year, and I think that's the work that y'all put in.
That's due to a lot of 110s.
Yeah.
That's due to a lot of 110s.
And guys, talk about this non-district schedule that we've had so far. Frisco, Colleyville, Benton, and then Tyler Legacy next week. How does this schedule really set you guys up for a lot of success moving forward?
I mean, it's a hard schedule, so we got packed games. I mean, it's no easy teams to beat, so I feel like if we can beat these teams right here, we could go beat anybody.
Coach Stanford tells us to treat every game like a playoff game.
There you go.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Talk a little bit about playing at Grimm Stadium in front of what was a packed house on our side the first game, and I was telling the defensive guys I didn't expect that with it being 100 degrees and being on a Thursday night where people had to work the next day and things like that. So talk a little bit about the community coming out and supporting y'all and y'all feeding off of that.
They love to watch Texas High football. And so when you come to Grimm Stadium, you're going to see a good football game performed by the Tigers. So that's what they come out every Friday night to see.
And you got, I know Coach Toon is the OC, but probably when y'all come over to the sideline, since our sideline's so close, there's about 400 to 500 offensive coordinators that sit up in the stands that'll come down and let y'all know what y'all need to do, right?
Yes. Yeah, most definitely.
Sure.
And
y'all, go ahead.
Evan, we hear a lot about with Coach Harrell now in the booth about a pinch pull schemes and power.
Yeah.
Tell us what your favorite thing to do is on the offensive line.
Pimple, that's my favorite play. Boston, that's my favorite play. I run all the way around the outside, and all I got to tell T-Ball Var to stay behind me.
Stay behind me.
Stay behind you.
And if I was T-Ball, I'd stay right behind him. And I would not get in front of Evan as he's coming around that end, for sure.
And then, guys, running out of that tunnel Friday night against Benton, tell us what you're most looking forward to and what leads to that Tiger win Friday night.
For us to come out and execute in the first quarter. That's what we like to do last week against Colleyville. We came out in the first quarter, not moving the ball as much as we should, so hopefully we come out in the first quarter executing.
For sure, all 4 quarters.
There you go.
Guys, we appreciate you coming out tonight. We really do. And all of Texas High coming and supporting here at Walk-Ons for the Texas High Takeover. We wish you all the best Friday night against Benton, and we'll make sure to be there and support, guys.
Sure.
We thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next week.